Hi YouTube, welcome back to Wtf Rc Cars. So, everything's all in place. We've got the servo in, we've got the endpoint set, we've swapped the receiver out for the FGR4B, and the reason I've done that is this receiver, although it's really small, it's got an antenna, which is not really an issue. I'm just going to have it stuck up in the middle of the car. But this receiver can set a different servo polling rate for the servo and the ESC. So this servo we can run at 800 or just above 800 Hertz polling rate with the Noble Pro, and it then lets me run the receiver at a different polling rate so the receiver can be compatible as well. If not, if we use the FGR4S, we've got to set it at 333 or whatever hertz the ESC can run at, and then we can't run the servo at the really high polling rate. I do have a video on this servo on how to set the polling rate and everything in software with PC. We've got the metal servo arm that comes from Wtf Rc, and that's a 25 tooth spline. So we've got really fast reaction time with this servo, and the radio can keep up with it, and we've got a ESC running at its own refresh rate. We've got, I'll just run you through a few settings, so I'll give you a close-up of what we've got in the RC, and I'll just give you a quick rundown of what I've got the ESC set to using the Wi-Fi dongle and the software on the mobile, and I've just set it up just for practice. So I'm not going to try and push it, I'm not trying to set lap times or anything. It's literally just so I can run this RC and see what it runs like. But let's get on with that one.
Right, so we've got the Wtf Rc servo, we've got the XR8 Pro, the FGR4B receiver, and the Wi-Fi dongle, all fitted in nicely. So first thing you're going to want to do, you've got your app open, you've got the RC powered up. Now you need to connect to your Wi-Fi. So if you just go into your Wi-Fi, it'll do a scan, and then you're going to wait for whatever you've named your Wi-Fi dongle. Obviously Wtf Rc Cars is what we've got ours at. It'll say connected and no internet. You may get a prompt from your phone asking if you want to stay connected. You hit the chain at the top, and that'll connect us to the actual ESC, and then you can go on firmware update, make sure you've got the latest firmware. Right, so once we've gone into that, you can load up your parameters, and this will take a few seconds to connect. If you've got the Bluetooth one, apparently it's quicker, but I've not really tested that, and it doesn't seem to take very long to connect using the Wi-Fi Express one. So I'm going to set it to the 1/8 off-road profile, and I'm going to leave most of these settings as stock. Because we're practicing, I'm going for forward brake and reverse, so we're not having to chase after the car all the time. And I'm going to set the BEC to 8.4 volt because we've got a high voltage servo. And not really sure what the censored and hybrid does yet. I know on most ESCs it will jump to sensorless when it gets to high RPM, but I'm not sure how I'll be winger dealing with that. I'm going to leave all the turbo boost times and everything to stock, and then at bottom you can see the data record where it'll show you motor ESC temp and your final voltage of your battery and the motor RPM. So what you can do with this, you've got import, export and save or reset. So import, you can import one of your previous settings. Export, you can save your settings, nice and handy, save them per track, so wherever you go. And then you press save, and it'll save your settings to your ESC. Once it's done that, once you're back out of the app, it will then restart the ESC.
Right, so let's wrap this one up. That's basically how we've got the car set up. I've got everything set pretty neutral, just as it comes out of manual. And one final thing, we need the body shell. So I've just done a really quick spray job on this one. Not a deal of masking, just the window masks, and it's just a really basic fade. It's got green to purple iridium flip. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get that on camera anyway. Definitely hard to get the iridium sort of flip, and then I've just faded it down to pink on the sides. So one thing I would advise is always elongate either your rear or your front, but it's usually better off going for your rear, or with the flex in the chassis when you're racing, it'll rip your body shell apart. So let's get this into place. Right, so thanks to Wtf Rc for providing the servo, Flysky for providing the Noble Pro and the receiver, and hopefully, weather permitting, and if I can ever escape from doing 12-hour shifts at work, I'd like to get down to one of those local tracks and see how this thing performs. But thanks for sticking with us on this one. Thanks for watching Wtf Rc Cars. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell or share to friends and family. And catch you guys again in the next one.